This is my Sony a6600, and for the most part, I love it. I'm also shooting on a Sony a7 III right now, so as you can probably guess, I like Sony cameras. But I'd also like to remind you that there is no such thing as a perfect camera. If you think you can prove me wrong, hit me up down in the comments. Now, you'll hear me talking about my Sony cameras a lot on my channel because that's what I shoot. But that seems to have given people the idea that I think they're the perfect camera. So in today's video, what I want to talk about are 5 things that I hate about Sony cameras. Obviously, by the fact that I still shoot Sony, they're not deal breakers for me, but they can be incredibly frustrating, and I hope that they get fixed in the future. And because after I get through these reasons, I'm sure somebody's gonna ask, why are you still using Sony? At the end, I'll go through a couple of things that I really like about Sony that are pretty much the reasons why I still use them. Let's talk about my frustrations for a moment. The first thing that bugs me about Sony cameras is the rolling shutter. If you don't know what rolling shutter is, it's when you move the camera and you get this jello-y kind of effect. Now, for a long time, I shot specifically on the aps-c cameras from Sony, the a6400, 6500, and 6600, and if you're shooting in 4K, the rolling shutter is horrendous. If you make any kind of side-to-side movements with them, you're gonna see this jello-y effect in your whole frame. It's not as bad if you're shooting in 1080, and I've noticed that on the a7 III, the problem isn't nearly as bad either. However, when I'm shooting on my a6600, even now, I find that I'm making decisions trying to make it so that I don't have to move the camera as much just to try and avoid the rolling shutter. And I really don't like when I have to change what I'm doing to match the limitations of the equipment that I'm using. The next thing that I strongly dislike about Sony cameras, hate just seems like such a strong word, is the fact that in the Imaging Edge app, you can't use touch focus. You used to be able to back when it was the Play Memories app and we were talking the a6300 and a6500. When you were using the app to remotely control your camera and set your framing and all that kind of stuff, you could just tap where you wanted it to focus and it would work like a charm. Well, it didn't work like a charm. The app was still pretty buggy, but at least the tap focus worked. Now that they've changed the kind of system, they've gotten rid of the Play Memories store and they moved over to this Imaging Edge app, that tap to focus feature is just gone. I have no idea why. It really doesn't make any sense to me. And when I'm taking photos of myself, I just have to hope that it's gonna hit focus on me. Either that or I can set manual focus and try and make sure that I'm just staying still. The next thing that I hate about the Sony cameras is the monitor. Now, personally, I'm not much of an electronic viewfinder person. I don't like to put my face up to the camera as much. I like to use that monitor on the back of the camera. Now, there are a couple of things that I don't like about the monitor. First off, I think something about the resolution of the monitor makes it so that what you see isn't necessarily what you get. And what I mean by that is when I'm setting exposure when I'm shooting, I find that what I shoot, what I'm seeing on the back of the camera, and then what I get into my computer a little bit later when I go to edit, they seem different to me for some reason. And I find myself making notes of that while I'm editing and then shooting differently later so that I'm shooting for the edit, which is a good habit to get into, but if the monitor on the back of the camera was better and more accurate, you wouldn't have to do that in the first place. You would know exactly what you're going to see later on. Now, this is one where I'm not 100% sure how to show you that or how to even prove that it's a thing. Maybe it's all in my mind, but my experience has been that what I see on the monitor, I make adjustments to that knowing how it's going to look later on. And the other part of the monitor that I'm not a big fan of is what I call the half-ass touchscreen. They've given you a touchscreen so you can tap to focus, you can double tap to zoom in if you're using manual focus and you need to get in a little bit closer. It's definitely a touchscreen and there are the functions available there, but it doesn't feel like what we know touchscreens to feel like. It's definitely not responsive like we're used to our smartphones being, and the biggest thing is that you can't use it in the menu system. Now, when I had my a6500, there was a hack that you could get for it where you would install software onto it that would allow you to use an interval timer. And in that interval timer software, it allowed me to use the touch screen to control the functions. So it is possible, just Sony doesn't let you do it with any of Sony's built-in stuff. It makes me want to pull my hair out. The half-ass touchscreen, people. And actually, speaking of the screen, Sony has started to implement flip screens on some of their aps-c cameras. I absolutely love having a flip screen. It comes in handy in so many situations, and I don't even necessarily mind all the time that it has the flip up screen instead of flip out, especially for vlogging. Like if I'm just like this and I need to be able to see myself, perfect. However, when I'm doing photography and I want to get, let's say, low down to the ground and I want to flip so that I can see the monitor a little bit better, you're hooped there. This is where a fully articulating screen really shines, in my opinion. So I'd love to see them get even further with their flip screen design in future models. The next thing I hate about the Sony cameras is the lack of firmware updates. They do them sometimes, not very often. And usually when they do, it seems like they're more adding little features and stuff rather than fixing the ones that are problems in the past. Other camera companies are giving us these firmware upgrades that are making our cameras better, almost like new cameras sometimes. I do wish that we could get some firmware upgrades, even for little things like once they fix a feature in a newer camera, being able to give us a firmware upgrade so that it can fix it in the software of the older cameras. I get that there's a bit of a conflict there, but I think there are some situations where they could be doing more with firmware. And the last thing that I hate about Sony cameras are the hidden limitations. And what I mean by that are sometimes you'll be going through the menus and you'll turn something on. You're like, this seems like a cool feature. I'm gonna try and use this. So you flip that on and then you go to do your normal thing and it tells you that something else now is turned off. Like, okay, that's weird. Why is that turned off now? So then you go to turn that back on and it says, this is not available while that thing's on. You're like, well, okay, well then I guess I'm not using that other thing because I really need this thing. Something as simple as when you have the HDMI plugged in on a lot of the Sony cameras, you lose face tracking if you're recording in 4K. Now, there are some workarounds for this with external recorders, and some of the newer Sony cameras have that fixed. But this is just one example of these weird little hidden limitations that happen when you turn certain features on. All right. Thanks for letting me get that off my chest. I try not to be a complainer, but sometimes you just gotta let it out, you know? Now that being said, I don't want to have this negative energy, so let's say some nice things about Sony cameras too. These are the reasons why I still shoot Sony cameras even with some of the limitations. First and foremost, I really love the way that the video looks. And specifically the 4K that they downsample from a 6K image, I just think it looks fantastic. I really, really like the way that it looks. And being that a lot of what I do is shoot these YouTube videos, video's kind of important for me. And speaking of the look, I actually really enjoy the neutral look. I'm the kind of guy who likes to color grade everything and edit everything. So what I want is a camera that gives me a nice neutral look going in so that I can decide where it's going to go. Now, that doesn't mean that I don't like the way that other cameras look. Canon's got this wonderful thing that it does with skin tones, and then Fuji's got this, well, the Fuji look. It looks like a Fuji photo. And that's fantastic too, but personally, I prefer to start with something that's neutral and work my way wherever I want it to go. If I want to try and emulate the Canon skin tones, I can. If I want to try and make it look like I got the Fuji colors, I got a bunch of ways that I can do that too. But there's something about Sony that doesn't feel like it's pre-stylized for me. Like no one's made the decision what my image is going to look like ahead of time. Again, just a personal preference. I could change my mind next week. Another thing that I love about Sony is the controls. Now, the first camera that I ever picked up was a Sony, so I learned on a Sony, and I do think that they're wonderful cameras to learn on. And part of that comes to the fact that there are minimal amounts of dials and buttons and that kind of thing. It's just a really simplistic layout. Are there things that could be improved about it? Sure, but I do like the simplistic fact, especially for people who are just learning. It's one of the reasons that I like to suggest Sony cameras to people who are picking up their first camera. Personally, I really liked my experience with my a6000, which was the first camera I got, and I would love for anyone else to have that same experience. And the final nice thing that I have to say about Sony cameras is that their lens lineup is awesome. You've got a ton of options. They've been developing it for 10 plus years now, whereas some of these other companies just switched into the mirrorless market and they put a new mount on their cameras and they're having to kind of start from scratch. So I'm sure that those lens lineups will be amazing 10 years down the road, but right now, as it currently stands, Sony's got this huge lineup and lots of third-party lenses that you can get. You can find expensive ones and cheap ones and all sorts of options. And I love being part of an ecosystem where I have all of those options to choose from. So those are the reasons that I hate and love Sony cameras. Let me know what you think down in the comments section. Are you a Sony lover, a Sony hater? What are you shooting with and why? And on your way down there, if you like this video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell notification button so you don't miss when I post new videos. Because we wouldn't want that, would we? Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.